we're really on a roll here lately. We've been running good. Haven't been, up front for that win yet, so we're still searching for that, and maybe it can happen. We can surprise ourselves and a lot of other people this weekend.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that here this weekend in Texas. Let's backtrack a little bit. Go back to last weekend. Atlanta had a good run there, top 10. Why don't you recap Atlanta a little bit for us? Tell us how things went down there.
Atlanta was fun and exciting like it always is. It's a handful there, real abrasive surface. You're slipping and sliding all over the place. We, just like this weekend, have a little bit of a different paint scheme on the DuPont Nicorette Chevrolet. This weekend we're green. Last weekend we were blue and yellow and white, but with their one of their new colors, white ice mint, our new flavors, white ice mint. So you know what? We had a great car. We were in top 5 all day long, and there was a point in the race where a lot of guys started getting loose that were good early, and it just changed the whole race for us. At the end, we just struggled trying to get the handle on the car and end up falling back and finishing 9th.
Excellent, but still a good top 10 for you guys. Now moving on here to Texas, going into practice and qualifying today, what does it take to have a good setup here in Texas to get around here fast and get a good starting position?
Man, if I knew, we'd be a lot more competitive here. This is definitely one of the trickiest mile and a halves that we go to. The straightaways are very flat, the corners are pretty high bank, and that transition from the straightaway into the corners is really abrupt. You're traveling 200 miles per hour, and it's just a very, very difficult part of the racetrack to get a hold of and get the car to stick right there. Not to mention there's some bumps that definitely upset the car. So, to me, this is the most challenging mile and a half that we come to. Obviously, our track record kind of shows that. We've had opportunities to win here, and those opportunities just didn't come together for us when it all was said and done. But I've liked this track, at times, and I've hated this track at times. So, I just think that we're going to do everything we can to hopefully, from the last time we were here to this time, we've made such huge gains and changes on our DuPont Chevrolet that I think that we're going to be pretty good.
Excellent. Coming into Texas, obviously 3 races left to the end of the 08 season and the end of the chase for the championship. Right now, what are your goals for the last 3 races? Maybe Jimmy's uncatchable, not mathematically out of it, but what are your goals here for the last 3 races other than just getting into victory lane?
Well, seeing how Jimmy's averaging like a second place finish so far, I don't see how anybody's going to catch him. But our goal is to go out and win races and get the best finish we can. We're just a few points out of 5th in points,
right?
And it's a little bit further to 4th. A big step up there to 2nd and 3rd. So I think realistically we got a great shot at top 5 in points, and I think that everybody keeps talking about how terrible a year we've had because we haven't won, but it's really not been that bad. We're in the chase for 6th in points. We've been very consistent. We just haven't put that win up there. So while we'd love to get that, and we've got 3 more chances to do it, we really want to just be as high up in the points as we can.
Exactly. I'd love to see you go this weekend. I know these fans would love to see you go to victory lane. Like I said, 3 more races, and then we hit the off-season before heading back to Daytona in February. Any big plans for the off-season, you and the family, which, by the way, your little girl was in the past year. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, happy Halloween to everybody. I see the costumes out there. I'm pretty bummed out. They're doing Halloween back home, and so I'm gonna get to see the pictures in the video later on. But I know she did a little pre-dress up for me before I left, so she's gonna be a giraffe. So it's so cute. If she keeps that hat on, I'll be shocked with the ears and all that stuff. But we're definitely gonna do everything we can to just spend some time together. It's been a really hectic year, a lot of testing, so it's taken me away from home a lot more than I'd like to. So I plan on just being home as much as possible. We do have a couple weeks blocked off to go down to the Caribbean and enjoy the weather and a little relaxation.
Excellent. Sounds good. We had Casey out here earlier. Casey Mears out here, and he was telling us a little bit about doing some sand dunes racing out west. Do you get into any of that? You doing the sand dunes racing with some of those guys?
Well, I don't know if I call it racing. They're doing wheelies through the sand dunes and stuff. It's pretty crazy, but Casey's invited me, and I'd love to go to try that out with him sometime because it looks like a blast. but I just haven't been able to find the time. Maybe in January, if we go testing out in the West somewhere, then maybe we can do it then.
We were also talking to Casey about some of the schedule mix-ups and moving tracks around. Is there anywhere else, region-wise, in the country you'd like to see more races? I know you're a West Coast guy. If you see any more races out on the West Coast, would you like to see that happen in NASCAR?
Well, I mean, the Northwest is somewhere where we don't go, but, you know, the problem is the weather. The weather's, you know, we've already seen how weather plays a role in this series over the last 3 races. I mean, we haven't qualified. It's the first time we've qualified in a month right here. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, but, you know, I think that we'd love to go to the Northwest, but the weather's just too unpredictable. If we could figure out, we need Burton Smith to build a racetrack with a dome over it. That'd be pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Have it out there in Seattle, maybe. Keep all the rain out. Well, cool deal. New chance for you this year. Had a new teammate in Dale Earnhardt Jr. How was it working with him this year as a teammate for the first time?
I had a blast. You know, Junior came in. He was committed. You know, he really stepped up to be not just at Hendrick Motorsports, but to be a real team player. And you know, he's Dale Jr. I mean, we look at him, you know, the same way a lot of other people do, you know, and know that you know, he's the most popular driver. He's a great driver, a lot of respect, and you know, he can pretty much call the shots however he wants, but he didn't want to do it that way. You know, he came in, he wanted to be a part of what we've been doing, and he and Tony Jr. have been great to work with. He's a lot funnier than I was friends with Junior, but I never, you know, got to spend a lot of time with him, and so now being able to spend more time with him, he's just hilarious. He cracks me up. All of us, you know, when we do our debriefs and different things, some of the things he comes up with.
Well, we were talking, like I said to Casey earlier, talking about in the garage, certain guys have people they go to lean on to get advice. Obviously you have your teammates, but who in your mind is the one person you go to a lot if you need answers for a question or you're experiencing something you've never dealt with before?
Well, I mean, it depends on if it's a driver or you know, business. I mean, you know, to me, Rick Hendrick is a great businessman, and you know, he's always been there for me. He's kind of like well, for me, be a third dad. My dad, my stepdad, and Rick Hendrick. But you know, I don't know. I mean, there's certainly been other drivers. You know, you always go towards the veterans, and so maybe, you know, Tony Stewart or Jeff Burton or Matt Kenseth or somebody like that. You know, I used to go to Dale Sr., you know, when he was with us, and he was just unbelievable to me. But you know, outside of that, Ray Evernham, you know, is still a good friend of mine, and you know, I always respect, you know, his decisions and thoughts and ideas. So, you know, I mean, you got a lot of guys in the garage area that you can always bounce things off of.